Welcome to the Spa Swiss Epic, a 5-day cross-country stage race across the Swiss Alps.
11,400 meters of climbing, 341 kilometers, 5 days. Woo, it tests every rider to the limit.
The Swiss Epic is more than just a race, it's an experience. Us as riders, we traverse the insane trails that Switzerland's got to offer.
Can we make it through this? This is day one, we've got 4 more days to go. Question is, can I get through it? Big thanks to Humango for making this challenge possible.
So Swiss Epic is a 5-day cross-country stage race. Uphill, down dale, it goes literally everywhere, starting and finishing in 3 different locations. It's the best way, I think, to kind of explore the Swiss Alps, see some single track, see some trails you'd never see, and do it with loads of cool, like-minded people.
The format's a pairs race, so that means it's just you and your partner. You always have to be within 2 minutes of each other, so it's quite a close race.
So this event is a big one. It's 11,500 meters, just shy of climbing in total, over 345 kilometers.
So the average time for the elite race is about 16 hours. But for most of us that just finished the race, it can be up to 30 hours.
My partner this year, and I would like to say this is my first ever team race, so I'd had to choose wisely, was Senior Sampson, Blake Sampson. Something like this is completely new to him.
I've never done this before, so I don't know what I'm doing.
He was up for the challenge. I kind of wanted to do it with someone. You gotta be real friendly with someone. And it just seemed like, why not? It seemed like a good choice.
So I've never had a training schedule. I've never done anything to do with gym work, sat on turbos for a specific reason. So about 3 months ago, maybe 4 months ago, we got in touch with Humango, an AI-generated app that generates a training plan, which I really, really enjoyed doing because having a plan to stick to is key when it comes to challenging yourself for a big event like this.
I've had a busy few months, and the way Humango's plans adapt to what I've been up to has been a lifesaver. The 2 biggies are fatigue detection and time in zones. Fatigue detection uses all of my health data taken from my Garmin to see how ready I am for training. It looks at things like my heart rate variability, sleep score, and my subjective feedback on how fresh I'm feeling to constantly adapt my upcoming sessions. It also takes into account the amount of riding and training I've already done that week. It works out how much time I've spent in different heart rate zones and offsets that so I'm hitting the numbers I need to be hitting, even if I don't stick exactly to the training sessions or I get a little bit carried away and squeeze in an extra ride or 2. The AI-powered adaptation is something I haven't had in any traditional training plans I've used before, and it really helps. How are we feeling then, Blake?
Oh, nervous! I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Yeah.
It's gonna be good. I got your back. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Full of water.
Newbie.
Hey, yours says the same. Right?
Yeah, it's very much true. It's very much true. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a good day. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. We're on the Humango app. And
got them percentages.
We got the percentage. I am 95% ready. I don't think I've got it, boys.
Well, you're fired up.
I'm ready as rock and rolling, right?
Where's Richard?
Look, so my project readiness is 94%. Yep, but this is the best one. Freshness, 100%, dude.
Kicking off the week, stage 1, sort of joint biggest stage of the week, 74K. I think it was 2,300 or 2,200 meters of climbing. So it's a hell of an induction to the week. And I think obviously this is where my partner was a little nervous, and rightly so. I mean, that's a big day for anyone to do, let alone someone who's never really done that.
Being at the starting gate always gives me the heebie-jeebies. It gives me I just nerve up straight away. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to be here now. I don't like this. I don't like this.
So I wanted to try and like calm his nerves, especially like, you know, going back to that start line when it's all getting real hectic and all the announcers are kicking off and they, you know, they're building the whole thing up. You know, you can see he's like looking around like this and everyone's, you know, there's a lot of serious Sammies there, a lot of lycra-clad guys on fancy bikes, and I wanted to try and just sort of chill him out. So it's like, dude, people are going to go off fast, some are going to go steady. You know, we'll just ride together. I'll pace us, don't you worry. I've got us covered. Just stick to the game plan, steady up, make sure you can get a pace you can do, and then we'll hoon it and have hell of a good time back on the way back down.
Everyone just sprints off and you're like, oh, do I have to join in? Do I have to do this? But we actually caught them up on the descents.
Boys,
Yo, yo.
how you doing?
Yeah, we're good. We're riding well as a team. We're communicating. Pace is good. I'm kind of doing like the leading out and then just making sure he's behind me all the time. I think we're doing really well.
What's the strategy here today now?
The strategy is quick refuel. I might have to have a quick wee actually, so I'll leave you to talk to camera.
I'm bloody loving it. We're just some manoeuvres on a hill. We're doing it. But pushed it along here and I was like, oh, I've got to slow down because we've actually got the biggest climb of the day coming up. And it's going to be nuts. That's what teammates are for. They feed you, they bath you, they wash you, yeah? And that's what we're about. See you later. This is where I throw up now.
Let's go, dude.
Oh, cramped up there.
Feed station's literally there. He's got this. We're doing good. You're doing good, man.
So I started suffering from cramp pretty high up on one of these climbs, and I was like, man alive, how the hell am I gonna get through this? Because we were far away from the finish line. We were nowhere near. So this one bloke, a South African guy, we came up to the second feed station, and he was like, I was like, but just squirt water on your legs, cold water, just put it on your legs. And I was like, what's this bloke talking about? So I thought, well, I need to try this. As soon as I stopped, I got my water bottle out the bike, I squirted my legs, and within seconds it would gone. And I was like, how's that happen? He was like, yeah, the cold water just reacts with the muscles and makes it really nice, like your blood flows really quick. And I was like, sharp, I'm gonna do that. So basically the water bottle on my bike was just to spray my legs, and I was spraying all over it. And he was like, yeah, just spray all over your legs, all over your crutch and everything. And I did that for the rest of the ride, and that was the best way to get through that stage, was just drenching my legs in cold water.
Once we'd got like the biggest uphill of that stage done, and it's not, you can't really call it an uphill, you should call it an up mountain because it's that big. We got to the top, you like look on your course map, big old downhill, and that's like when we excelled. We hit this huge blue kind of flow trail, and we were just blasting down it.
It just like filled me with like, I had second wind. I was like, yes. Woo. After second wind, I got cramp again.
It just comes. I feel tired and knackered, but it's just the cramp that gets me. Yeah, this quick bursts on my legs gives me cramp. So I'm chilling. We're nearly there.
I think it was like 10K to the finish, and it was fairly flat. It was actually like a big old time trial, essentially. So I was like, right, buddy, I got you. All aboard the pain train.
Getting stuck behind the pain train is the best thing ever. Rich is actually a hell of a machine when it comes to that. He's just tucked down, forearms on his bars, he's tucked up like that. And then I'm just like, let's go, let's do it. And then he just drags myself all the way to the finish line. We do our prop, fist, and do it. Nailed it. Stage done.
That was something else. The main thing is just cramp in my legs. I think I need to fuel up better.
Yeah, the cramp was a bit of a bummer for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, cramp's terrible.
You know, it's how teams roll, isn't it? You got to stay together. That's the new thing for me is I've doing it in a team. I just normally on my own, so
Yeah.
it's cool. We did it though. First day, tick. Second day to go, bud.
4 to go. So good.
Yeah, man.
Nutrition. So the other day I suffered heavily from cramp. So inside here I've put 2 tabs of 1500. Inside there I've got a spare one in there, so when I fill up my bottle, my bladder and my camelback, I can replenish my electrolytes. I've got a chew of 30 grams of carbs, but then I've got 5 of these gels here, and then 15 minutes before we start, I kickstart the motor with 100 milligrams of caffeine.
So stage 2 was the Queen stage. So you had reached the highest peak of all 5 stages. And this, you could see on the stage profile where it just carried on and then just kicked straight up to 2,600 and something meters.
It's just a monster day, and when you're spending altitude, anything over 2,000 meters is hard work. The altitude then just really starts to get you, so I was a bit worried.
I knew it was going to be tough, but I didn't know it was going to be that tough.
See you later, alligator.
Not too shabby.
So after that climb, it's like straight into the clouds and descending. It's quite cold.
And it's fairly flat at the beginning of the stage. You sort of a few ziggles up and downs here and there, and it just went pow up this Skrya pass. The lower Skrya pass sort of weaved its way and climbed up through this valley, but it started off nice and mellow and weavy, like very Swiss and picturesque, proper postcard. But then the further that you got into the valley, it then started to kick more and more and more and more. And it just got really steep by the end of it. It was like a proper first gear, like hunched over the bars, just, and you're kind of in your head then, that's when you're just ticking off like 1, 2.
It literally felt like it was going on and on and on.
Definitely steep. Well, it's not an easy climb.
When I got to the feed station, I was like, flipping, thank goodness, I need to refuel. And then whilst I was refueling, I just looked over and I looked up and I was like, my goodness me.
You would look up the hill and it'd just be like, just like a little ant farm, just a row of ants just snaking their way all the way up.
So the second stage of that climb was actually pretty brutal. So Rich tried to pedal up it because he didn't want to hike, because our cycling shoes are not meant for hiking. They're meant for cycling and rigidity. It was brutal. I literally just wanted to get on my bike and just ride and pedal.
The worst part was once you'd made it past the flipping switchbacks, it then sort of dragged to the top. But the trouble was, it was like washed out rocks, and so it was so chunky and loose. It was that, like maybe some of the elite men's or maybe some of the elite women's, but I don't know anyone who managed to ride up that. It was almost unrideable, I would have said, which is what finished off our heels.
Pushing. Oh. We're pushing up this brutal climb. It's loose, hardly anyone's riding. Basically a hiker bike for about 2k. I wouldn't say 2k, about a k. Some of it's rideable, some of it's not. But oh, the views are stunning.
So you climbed all the way up to 2,600 and something meters on this pass, and you're like, well, there's only one way, and one way is down. And it was massive. It was the longest descent. It was like, I don't know, 10 kilometers or something? It was massive.
Thank you, dude. You okay? Hey, right. Thanks, buddy.
So we were just, following each other down that, switching lines. He'd go high, I'd go a bit low, and vice versa. We're behind each other and shouting at each other like, "Oh, and you got it!" and just all getting real hyped and just like literally having the best time ever.
And just literally going flat out, literally death grip, and just full gas, man.
Yeah, boys!
God, Rich.
Blake was way better today. He did really well because we'd made sure he'd drunk loads of electrolyte tabs the night before and the morning of, and he was eating right. It was just making sure to stay on top of it, and it did manage to hold off the cramps completely on this day. Yeah, done the descent, gone along a little bit, and then hit this little pokey climb. And we got to the top of this little pokey climb, and then it was big, real fun long switchbacks down into Davos, little kind of TT again where the pain train checked out, and boom, across the finish. All smiles and all fist bumps. It was good. Good day.
Oh, mate.
That was good, wasn't it?
That was really good.
Really good. You
Yeah,
rode well today.
Yeah.
Go team.
Go team.
Day 3, 2,100 meters, not as much climbing, 64k. What more could you ask for? Simples.
Oh, that's close. God. When you have big uphills to climb and you introduced with that single track, just, oh man, that's what makes today. Day 3, what a doozy.
struggled a little on that last climb. It had some big old kicks in it, some quite steep, like punchy bits. So, yeah, there we go. Holy crap.
Holy crap, that was steep and a long
Yeah.
drag.
Oh wow.
It's a self-accomplishment, really. Like, I've never done something like this. Never raced cross country. No, I jump bikes and go downhill a lot. So to do something that goes up, to earn the downhill is, oh man, I feel emotional because today's quite hard. I'm loving it though. It's a hell of a challenge. If you get the opportunity to do something like this, 100% do it. Oh, incredible stage. The last bit was, why did they put that in?
Yeah, that was a bit of an eye-opener going back up what we came down, but
Yeah, a bit nasty.
nice one. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah,
Pushed you on, I reckon.
Yes.
Just, you know,
you did.
what?
It worked, yeah.
Stage 4, we headed over to Chur. So the stage profile was literally up, down, up, and down, and then a little up, and then a down. So there's a lot of climbing, big climbs as well.
Three, two, one, go!
As we're mashing our way up the first big climb of the day, I've got Garmin's Climb Pro. They'll give me a few stats and keep me updated as we go here. So I know gradient, distance to the top, distance I've climbed, and also it kind of gives me a color graded chart, if you like. Green, yellow, red, orange. Red being really hard. Currently, we're in the orange. So to start the day off was, one huge, I think 800 to 900 meter uphill, maybe 10K, something like that.
Straight out the gate, you climb up, and then it's just straight up. Into another little hiker bike, which murdered my blisters again.
I don't know if Blake might have mentioned it once or twice. I don't know if he's probably said that he got a blister, but yeah, to be fair, it was pretty horrible. These kind of shoes, they're not designed really for walking, certainly long periods in. So they don't bend as such. So your heel kind of just picks up and rubs in them. It's hard going, and yeah, that was just like another little nail in his coffin, sort of there. He was struggling, bless him. That's how hot.
So the descent on stage 4, I thought it was going to be the same as stage 2, like really cool, massive, just flat out. But it wasn't. We got stuck behind quite a few riders because we were all in a bunch, creeping our way up to the point where we all dropped in. So we were stuck behind quite a few people. It's super fun getting past people, but we realized that as the stages went on, we would meet up with the same people, and we didn't want to them off, because if we did, they're going to be overtaking us on the climbs, and we'll be overtaking them on the descents. So we started making friends on these descents.
Hey, Roy. How's it going? Oh, thank you very much, dude. Thank you.
One corner we saw this, I think it was an elderly bloke. He was on a hardtail. He just went out the front doors and slid down, and I was like, oh boy. His face, his arms, and we were like, are you okay? He was like, he just got up and started muttering to himself. I think he was, yeah, he walked down a bit, and I was a bit like, oh my gosh, this bloke's in pain.
Because then, puncture struck. Not a full, like, tyre explosion. Basically, we were just charging through these rocks, and I just heard tung, and I was running an inset in the rear, but it was just I just pierced a hole in the top of the tyre annoyingly, and it held, and we carried on going a bit, got some really fast fire roads, and I could feel the tyre squirming, and bearing it, like, we're doing like 50k or something, like 50k an hour, and you can feel the tyre just going, and I'm shouting at Blake because he was ahead of me. I'm like, dude, I've got to stop. So we got up this little climb, and yeah, like, just got to work, like, teamwork, just tools out, plug it, crack on.
One of the biggest viaducts in Switzerland there.
It did feel like a never-ending climb. So we would climb across one way, and then you do this big U-ey, and then it would just keep going the other way, and you're like, oh man, the poor bugger. Like, Blake's just trooping. He's just head down doing it, and that's the cool thing. He would just put his head down and keep going. But yeah, you'd get around another corner, and you'd be like, oh God, then that's where we go. You'd get to there. Oh Christ, and they just kept doing that, and it was just, yeah, it just felt a bit relentless. So nearing the top, we literally must have been 100 metres from the top, and then, you know, at the gravel road that it finished on, and then boom, it just opened up, and this huge kind of grass meadow, essentially, at the top. It almost looked like a golf course up there. It was so wide open and big. We'd done the meadow, and then it was pure Loma for ages.
Oh wow, this is too good. Now that was ridiculous.
On the last pokey climb of the day. It's really tough.
We had a little, like, steam train again to the finish in Kerr, and it was get food, get fuel, get under some shade just to cool down, and then, yeah, it was back in the van, back to Davos, day 5.
So stage 5 was survival stage for me.
The final countdown, so it was kind of a weird feeling in the morning. We were, like, both pretty tired now, both pretty run down, both pretty worn out, but it was one day to go, and that's kind of like all the motivation you need to know. The problem was we started the day again with another monster climb, and when you're pretty run down, that is not an exciting feeling, that you've basically got the same climb as you had the previous day to start the final day.
I got this far. I was super proud of myself. Super proud of our team that we got through this. But I literally just wanted to get to the end because personally, I felt dead. My legs were burning. I was suffering a little bit in my knee on stage 4, on my left knee. But the worst thing about the whole day today, there was nothing in my legs. I had nothing. first climb. Pretty much started on the same climb as stage 4, but then it veered off to the right, up to Hohenweg, right up the top there. At 2,300 meters, it was about 800 meters of climbing, roughly 8 kilometers of it.
Right off the bat, Team GMBN was steady, shall we say.
And it was tough, perpin tough. Knee is sore, feet are killing. That's the first climb. Right, there we go. Has set the mood for the day.
Just the fatigue in the bodies and the legs and just keeping them turning was yeah, gonna be the biggest challenge of the day, should we say. That's a P with a V if ever I seen one. Luckily, there was no pushing on this climb, so the blisters, got a bit of time off. The views were incredible, so we could just kind of plod along and take in kind of what we were going through. We got to the top, and then it was onto the Panorama Trail, which was this incredible kind of trail that would just weave its way along the side of the mountains like this. It'd be, no right turn, definitely. You wouldn't want to fall down there, but like it just opened up, and it was literally a incredible panoramic view.
It's just beautiful.
The Panorama Trail sort of then changed, and we went into the woodlands, and it got a lot more like sort of typical alpine kind of woodland trail, little sniper routes here and there, little stream crossings.
My blisters are making my foot twinge, that's all. But the last bit was the best. Probably why we climbed so high to ride alpine just like that. Really good.
Last day, we're bang on all the halfway points. About halfway distance, half of the climbing, half of the legs left. None of the legs left.
None of the legs left.
It was definitely the toughest day. Yeah, Blake was pretty cooked. The guy had been just been smashing it. He'd been literally pushing 100% of what he could. Yo, we're good. Blowing up a bit after giving him some of the pushes. But it's all good, that's what teammates do. We push each other, physically and mentally. But it's taking its toll a little bit now. We're way over halfway, second feed station, so let's get someone in us.
No, cramp, just really sore blisters. Like excruciating.
Have you got blisters?
Ooh.
You should have said you had blisters. I didn't know. You hadn't said nothing.
Come on, Rich, hurry up.
I'm sorry for holding you up.
It's all right. Oh my God, that was way too high.
To me, it felt like there was more climbing than down. There was a lot of climbing, really steep stuff.
It really started playing havoc on his back and like on his knees as well. And I was pushing him, but like with my knuckles in his lower back to try and press on like where it was really tight and knotty. So I wasn't just like pushing him like this all the time. I'd like just literally go in there, he'd be like down a bit, left a bit, right, just to try and ease the pain on him and help him out.
the last climb. Just get me up to the top. Just get me up to the top. I'm done with this. I don't want to climb anymore.
He got it ready. It's all downhill in a way. Big push. Oh. No, let's go.
We dropped in. It was a little bit of a bit, but we dropped in. And soon as I saw rollers and tables and gaps, I was shouting, "It's a bike park! We're in a bike park, Rich!"
He's like, flow trail! We both know what that meant. That was like go times.
Yeah, boy. We're in a bike park. Yeah, boys. Phew! Yeah. Oh my God, that was close. Oh God.
This is it! Home stretch, buddy!
Home stretch, right.
Oh my God, it's been emotional.
It has.
Hell of a week. But let's plow on to the finish.
Go on, Ed.
Go on, Ed.
Right on the finish line, a little fist bump.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Well done.
Oh my God, that was a hard day.
That was a hard day.
I'm cooked. That was such a hard day today. It's really hot. We had a few little team struggles, but I mean, I'm stoked. We made it. We got it through the whole thing. It's been wicked. What more can you say?
Mate, that's epic.
It's epic. It is epic.
Seeing the arch, the Spa Swiss Epic arch with the time, everyone there cheering. It was actually quite busy, stuff going on. It was brilliant. It was Rich and I just gave each other the biggest fist bump ever, and it's done, finished. We're like, yes, got there, medals on our heads, we completed it, done.
That elation of crossing the line together and sort of, you know, after the hugs, the fist bumps, the finisher medals and everything had kind of subsided, and, you know, I was literally at one point like sparkled on my back on the floor, just looking a bit boggly-eyed, because I really did try on that last day. We came 38th in amateur men's. We were absolutely hyped with that, couldn't believe it. I think there were 67 teams started in amateur men's and we were 38th. So, you know, unbelievable. I think we surprised ourselves. We probably surprised a few people watching that actually we were that high up.
What I've learned from this race is I can actually ride a big thing. I can ride a lot, and I've proved to myself I can climb. I can do multi-day stages, apart from the last day. That was the worst. I blew up, my body was dead.
Just finishing, doing well, both being healthy, coming away from it. Couldn't ask for more.
26 hours of saddle time on a bicycle over the 5 days is unreal, dude.
So yeah, huge thanks to Spa Swiss Epic for having us, and Humango for making it happen. Definitely Humango for getting us as ready as we possibly could be for this.
Oh.